My name is Adrian Moore, and today I will be interviewing Miss Sharika Day. But before we start, I would like to give her a token of appreciation for coming here to let me interview her.
Thank you so much, Adrian.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
No, sure. Shoot.
Okay. Now we'll get into the interview.
Okay.
Who inspired you to work at Aflac?
I didn't have a inspiration per se. I just knew that Aflac was a good company. So when the opportunity came up to apply, I went for it.
When did you start working at Aflac?
Wow. So way before you, back in 1997, I started working at Aflac.
Did you ever want to have a different position?
Yes. So since I've been there, I have been able to move around to different areas. I've been in the training department. I've documented manuals. I'm currently in the compliance department, and I've been doing that for a little over 2 years.
What did you like most about your job?
Aflac is a really good company, family-oriented. They encourage community service, just a good staple in our community. So I really enjoy working with the company.
How did you get the job?
So I was at another company, and I was working part-time, going to school, and one of my coworkers came in and said that Aflac was hiring. She knew that a couple of us wanted full-time positions and benefits and everything, and so once I knew that, I went ahead and applied.
And what inspired you to go to Columbus State?
Columbus State. So since I was already working full-time, I wanted to go ahead and stay kind of close to my job. So I just went ahead and applied at Columbus State and started my education there.
And where did you work before you started working at Aflac?
So before Aflac, I did work like the job study program through Hardaway. I was an admin at Matthews Elementary for just a few months before school ended. And then my other job was at Carmike Cinema. So I worked at Columbus Square 8, which is no longer there. The library is in its place.
And did you ever go to one particular elementary school?
No. So my dad was in the military, and so we kind of bounced around. I started out in Kentucky. I went to 2 elementary schools there. We moved to Korea, so I went to an elementary school there. Came to Georgia. I was on Fort Benning for a little while, so I went to Edward A. White and Faith Middle School, and then we moved off of Post, and I was at Edgewood and eventually Fort.
Thank you for letting me interview you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Unity with Pam. Now we'll have another person broadcasting.
Hello, this is Unity with Broadcasting Kids, and I'm Tajay Jones, and I'm going to be interviewing Mr. Virgil Thompson. Before I interview you, I'm going to give you a special gift of appreciation.
Oh, thank you, Tajay. Appreciate that and look forward to the interview.
May I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a television broadcaster. We broadcast the Christian Television Network, and we send it out over cable and over the air.
When did you become a news broadcaster?
It's been several years ago, probably about 15 years ago, and I left radio to go into television.
Where are you located?
Well, our physical plant is located in Phoenix City, but we're also located on the cable channels and over the air throughout Columbus, Phoenix City, and Fort Benning is WYBU.
Why did you decide to become a broadcaster?
Well, it's interesting how life, changes around. I was in real estate for 25 years and then retired from that and went into radio. And in radio, I had an opportunity to work at a TV station, and I just liked it so much.
What do you like about this job?
I like this job because we're broadcasting Christian programming, Christian television, and that gives me the opportunity to share the gospel of Christ with people from all walks of life.
Thank you for letting me interview you. This will be all for Unity with Broadcasting Kids. Stay tuned for the next interview.
Hello, my name is Chloe Harrison from Unity Broadcast Kids. I will be interviewing Miss Yuli Williams.
Hello, how are you doing today?
Good. You?
I'm doing fine, thank you for asking.
All right. First question. What made you want to start your business in Soul Journeys?
My love for shoes is what geared me towards starting my own business and with selling shoes. I just love shoes, so I thought that what better career than to do something that you love.
Number 2. How do you feel when you empower and encourage other women to start small businesses through membership?
It's a great feeling because to me, knowledge is power, and once you share the knowledge that you have, it keeps going. It makes no sense for you to hold on to knowledge and not allow it to move forward.
Number 3, do you like your home in Alabama?
I love Alabama. I love it because it's tranquil, it's quiet, it's away from the hustle and bustle of Columbus.
Number 4, how did you feel when you made the first mobile shoe store in the Tri-City area?
I was very proud of the work that we did. I like the fact that doing the mobile boutique was able to bring a different aspect of small business ownership to the Tri-City area.
Last question, what encouraged you to help others?
One thing I could say that may have contributed to me wanting to help others is in the military, after serving in the military, one of the things that we do there is team. You're only as good as your team. So you have to help others in order to bring them up and for y'all to prosper.
Thank you for letting me interview you.
Thank you for having me. Oh, thank you very much.
We'll
Thank
have
you.
another person interview you.
Hello, my name is Georgia Watson, and I am interviewing Miss Susan Gallagher from Unity with Pam. But first, before we start the interview, here is a token of appreciation.
Why, thank you, Miss Watson. How sweet of you. Thank you so much.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
No, please, go ahead.
Who inspires you to do the work in the community that you do?
Who inspires me to do the work in the community that I do? Well, I work at New Horizons Behavioral Health Care, and we provide mental health, addictive disease, and developmental disability services in 8 counties, from Harris County all the way down to Quitman County. And we have over 400 employees that work for my agency. And I will tell you that the people that I work with, my coworkers, are the ones who inspire me every day to get out and do the work that I do. I say that they're in the trenches providing the actual services, and I'm out there supporting them, educating the community, and making people aware of the work that they do every day to help people build better lives.
Wow. What is your greatest accomplishment during your career?
Well, I would hope that my greatest accomplishment is still ahead of me. I have a few more years left in my professional career, maybe 10, and I hope what's coming in the future is going to be my biggest accomplishment. I have some things that I'm proud of. I wrote a grant that was providing housing assistance for individuals in the community that brought $1.2 million into Muskogee County over a 3-year period to help provide housing resources for homeless individuals with mental illness. I think that's my biggest accomplishment to date, but I hope there are bigger and better things in the future.
What advice would you give to someone just entering a career in behavioral health?
Well, my advice to anybody entering any career is follow your heart and go where the doors open for you. My background and my education is in accounting, and I worked for the City of Columbus as the grants accountant for probably about 4 or 5 years. And I met many people in the city that were working with many different areas, from housing to public transportation to job and workforce development. And an opportunity opened for me that wasn't in the accounting field, and it was a little scary to go outside of my education, but I felt that what I had done in life had kind of prepared me for that move, and was able to take a new door and a new vent that got me from behind the spreadsheet and out talking to people. So I would just encourage people to be open to whatever comes your way and follow your heart.
In light of the recent string of shootings, what should the scholars of the world be aware of?
Everybody needs to be aware of their mental health, and they don't need to be afraid to ask for help. mental health is part of your overall physical health. And I know there's some scary things that have happened. My sister lives 6 miles away from the school in South Florida where the shooting took place. So I have some family members that were kind of affected. It was in the news a great deal, and that itself caused some stress to people. But we need to make sure that mental health is in the conversation, that it's not something that we keep hidden, that we're not afraid to talk about. 1 out of 4 children has a diagnosable mental illness. We talk about autism, we talk about childhood cancers. We need to talk about mental illness also, and let families and parents know that it's not anything to be ashamed of. You wouldn't be ashamed of getting a child treatment for diabetes or leukemia. You shouldn't be ashamed of getting a child treatment for a mental illness.
Now for our last question. Miss Gallagher, I know that you speak to groups about mental illness, addictive disease, and learning disabilities. Can you let everyone watching know how to find these groups?
Well, if you go to our website, www.nhbh.org, that's for New Horizons Behavioral Health, you'll find information about resources that are available through New Horizons, and then you'll also find some information about some of our community partners out there. And we also have information on our Facebook page, so go out to Facebook and see what New Horizons has happening in the community. March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. April is Alcohol Abuse Awareness Month. So we try to keep the community focused on behavioral health related issues through both our website and our Facebook page, and to link people with community resources that are available.
Thank you for letting me interview you.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Watson. Thank you.
My name is Aliana Jackson, and I am here with Unity with Pam Broadcast Kids. Today I will be interviewing Mayor Teresa Thomason. May I ask you a few questions?
Certainly.
Well, before we start, I want to give you this token of appreciation.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here at Wesley Heights, and I'm so glad you're going to be interviewing me today.
My first question is, who inspired you to become mayor?
Oh my goodness, a lot of people inspired me throughout my whole life. Starts with your parents, and then it just moves right up to teachers that inspire you to do good things. But I'd have to say the prior leadership of Columbus, Georgia, both private citizens who did great things like Mr. Bill Turner. There's plenty of great faith-based leaders here in our community like Reverend J.H. Flakes. And then prior mayors like Bob Wojciech, Jim Weatherington, Bobby Peters, and many others. So I was inspired by a lot of people.
Where were you raised?
I was raised in Atlanta, Georgia. I was born and raised. I went to Nancy Creek Elementary School. I went to Chamblee High School. And then in 1994, I moved to Columbus, Georgia.
When did you know that you wanted to become mayor?
I guess I was really involved in my neighborhood and in a lot of things going on in the city. And I knew that you could do some really great things for people and move the city forward if you were mayor. And the then present mayor was Jim Weatherington, and he decided he was going to retire and not run again. And I thought, maybe I'd like to try and be mayor and see if we can't do some great things for Columbus, Georgia.
How hard is it being mayor?
Some days are really hard. Some days are tough because you have problems you didn't expect and you don't necessarily know the answers to. So you have to work with your team, like the city manager and the city councilors, to see what solutions you can come up with. So there are really hard days. There are some fun days too.
This is my last question.
Okay.
What do you plan to do to help people in Columbus and to make it a safer place?
Wow, well, you've got to start with the neighborhoods. That's where everybody lives. Those are the communities that everybody loves and are familiar with. And so we do a lot of work to build up neighborhood associations, to build up neighborhoods, to make sure that the police officers that cover those particular beats are known to the neighbors so that they can report anything they see that they think's out of the ordinary and that we need to pay special attention to. So neighbors knowing their neighbors is the important thing for a safe community. It's the important thing for police officers and the rest of us to help make the city safe and clean and to help make it something where people can prosper.
Thank you for letting me interview you.
Well, thank
today.
you very much.
Welcome to you, Pam Broadcast Kids. And today we're switching up. Today I'm being interviewed by Miss Pam Posey, the creator of Broadcast Kids. Hello.
Hello. Darion, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you on my show. A lot of people don't know this, but we have Unity Broadcast Kids. We have a YouTube channel. And this is the producer for it, Mr. Darion Tyner. I'm glad to tell the community about it. What's it like being a producer? And first of all, what made you get interested in YouTube?
Well, it was just I watched a lot of YouTube a lot of time, and it seemed like an interesting thing to do. So that was what got me interested in YouTube. And
How long have you been doing YouTube?
with my own channel and this channel, it's been about a year.
About a year. All right, and now you've got Unity Broadcast Kids, and you're the producer. Tell people what that's like, and what are they gonna expect when they watch the channel?
It is hard to do. You got to be able to run the show and be able to basically like schedule everything, and you've got to know what to do on that channel. And once you see it, you will be amazed by what we put on there.
You have a crew. Tell people about the crew of people that's helping you, and that's gonna be giving you the content for your channel.
They're really open-minded, and they really express a lot of ideas. So it's good working with them.
You got a lot. You've got Adrian is the president. You got Tajay, who's the vice president. You got Aliana, who is the boss lady for us. And of course, you got, wow, you got Mr. Greg, the photographer. You got Mr. Mike, who does video. And you got Alex, who's the veteran of it all. But what is it like? I mean, this got to be exciting for you. This is big.
I mean, that's all I can say about it, really. I can't really get into anything else. I don't really know how I feel about it too much. That's all I can really say.
Well, I tell you how I feel. I'm excited. I'm excited to have a child take care of me, and a child that I trust will do good by my name. And I am honored to know you, and I'm honored to have met you. And I want to say thank you for letting me interview you once again on Unity. Thank you so much. And remember, show love in the community and support our kids.
All right, we're clear.
Oh, you